Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So in today's video we're going to be checking out some of the highlights of yesterday's stream, some of the better results of creating some horsemen. But the first fight is going to be the 3-star Colossus against the Wolverine, because previously, once I did get my Professor X, I did bring Colossus up against Wolvie, and I kind of came a bit short. I nearly got him down, and then it just didn't seem to work out, and I ended up adding mutant power boost to 3-star Colossus, and with that mutant power boost, yes, we did finish out that fight. But now with the introduction of Apocalypse and all the implications what that means for Colossus, I decided to go back and see whether I can take my revenge on that regen machine without that mutant power boost. And in this case we have like a full setup with Omega Red, Emma Frost, Professor X, Max ramped up at 4 Cerebro charges, and he's made Horseman. Because he is Horseman, he has higher chance, well, basically higher ability accuracy. That means throwing level 2s will always kind of like trigger more armor up buffs, and obviously more armor buffs the more damage. And additionally, you do get a prowess, which also helps your damage output. And I was hoping that Colossus 3-star becoming a Horseman is pretty much exactly the thing that I needed to kind of like put that damage output over the edge and take that Wolverine down. And as we can see here, we are done basically ramping up. At this point I definitely do have 20 permanent armor ups, and I just need to go in and do as many level 2s as quickly as I can. Hope they crit, ideally parry, drop a heavy attack before I drop my level 2 in order to kind of gain that passive fury for some extra damage. Now there we saw some nice 80k plus crit from the 2-star, not doing too bad there, but still not quite enough. You can see that the Wolverine has healed back up pretty much. It's also important to note that speed is very important, because if I'm too slow, my temporary armor buffs do expire, and then I don't basically do as much damage. So sometimes it is more important to drop the level 2 quickly in order to gain maximum amount of armor buffs, even if you know that you cannot get that parry, cannot get that passive fury to do the maximum amount of damage. Now there we went with a 106k crit, and Wolverine went down to half health pretty much. So hopefully we can repeat that, but unfortunately he is still alive. We had a 50k plus crit and 112,000 crit from a Wolverine. And keep in mind, this is again no boosts, no power boost, just Apocalypse, Professor X, and Max Cerebro charges, Omega Red, and Emma Frost. And that is 3-star. Purely out damaging, arguably the strongest region in game, the strongest region champion in game. Because in this situation, like even Despair Mastery, obviously I'm not using because I'm not placing any debuffs. It's just raw damage, raw potential, and incredible amounts of fun. So it has been going on for a while here. We can see that the health bar has been shooting up and down. We got it as low as 20%, and then it pretty much went back up to full. Now we have 114k crit, which nearly sealed the deal. And here I'm hoping for a decent crit, and I did get one. And here I'm just gonna go for level 1, hoping that finishes it off, and it did. So the highest crit I think that we got from a 3-star in this fight was 115k. That level 2 in itself did about 200k damage. But now to move on, we're gonna have a bit of different champion showcase as well. I'm not gonna show every champion that I tried. I'm not gonna show full fights for most of them, but here we can see that this is Havoc doing a nice 160k level 3, and that is with Professor X only having had 1 Cerebro charge. Now the next fight here is Storm Pyramid X, and she's only rank 3, so keep that in mind. Havoc was a rank 5 champion, and this Storm is a rank 3 5-star champion, and these are the numbers that she's putting up. Now I did take some hits on purpose in order to get knocked down, in order to get both of the Tempests active, but here you can see some very solid damage output. Now this actually made me kind of consider taking her up for some really fun numbers. We had like 260k crits followed by that initial 20k crit, so there was like 160k raw damage, plus obviously all the shock damage that stemmed from it afterwards. And now I'm gonna go for another level 1. Unfortunately it didn't charge the heavy attack, and the crits didn't quite do as much there, but still she's pretty much down, and the Storm is definitely putting up some impressive numbers. So here at this point I just wanted to finish the fight off, so I dropped my level 1, which seals the deal pretty much. And now the last fight is going to be the OG Storm. Obviously you guys have heard about her shock damage potential. I had seen some videos and the numbers looked quite crazy, but I did want to try it out for myself because I just so happened to have duped 6-star rank 1 Storm. So this is a rank 1 mutant champion that has been made a Horseman. Professor X hasn't been ramped up. I think we do have Professor X on the team. I kind of forgot a bit there. But basically the whole new fighting strategy with Storm is to drop a special attack that will inflict a shock debuff. It can be either one of the special attacks, and then all you want to do is just spam your heavy attacks. Each hit on your heavy attack basically has a chance, quite high chance I believe, to place a new shock debuff on the opponent. Additionally, each hit refreshes all of the shocks that are active, so naturally the longer the fight goes, the more shocks you can stack up, the more damage you are doing to your opponent, and before long they are melting away. Again, this is not realistically the most practical playstyle, and I want to make sure that everybody is absolutely aware of it. This playstyle is extremely similar to what Gamora has, not just in its execution, which involves spamming a lot of heavy attacks, but also in a sense that you do have close to infinite damage ramp up, but you do have a very limited way of achieving it, and in vast majority of the scenarios it doesn't quite work out, but it certainly is fun to watch when it does. But for most part that will be it for today's video, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hit that sub button, hit all the buttons, and I'm going to catch you guys soon. See ya.